So I'm Praveen Rawat. I work as analytics analyst in Wiley. I've been in Wiley for past almost 3 years, and basically what I do is track the since Wiley is a publishing company, a global publishing company. We track day-to-day journal production, where we are tracking the time it takes to publish a particular article, what are the characteristics of the particular journal, and also other areas to look into, where we calculate time, the quality of the journal as well, and the usage of it. So I'll not brief more into it because obviously it's alien to you. So today's topic is introduction to Power BI. I've been using Power BI for past 4 years, and it has grown leaps and bounds in in recent time, with more focus on data visualizations. Previously, I mean, we didn't have many such tools. Obviously, uh, there were some you can say costly tools available, uh, but not that cheap. That is Power BI. So earlier we used to have only Excel, I guess, to make charts and all, say pivot tables and all. So coming back quickly to Power BI, let me share my a short PPT that I prepared uh, for the session. Okay, I hope everyone is able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So introduction to Power BI. Uh, Today we'll be talking on the following subtopics: brief introduction, installation, data input, visuals, how to create visuals, how to create measures uh, using a particular column, and obviously the calculated columns. And if anyone has any query or doubt, we have a session of Q&A, and so in between also we can take a question, but if only if they are very brief, because obviously we have a strict timeline to follow. So let's go to introduction. So Power BI is a data visualization tool, you all know. It is largely used for making dashboards, or you can say Power BI reports, uh, where where the analysis in terms of visuals is presented, and business decisions are taken using using the analysis through those tools. So it has gained a lot of mileage in the last few years, and it will continue to grow uh, as we become more data oriented society, you can say, because now you must have seen in even in the newspapers, uh, the columns, the news columns use a lot of data now, or you can say the charts, or you can say visuals to convey their message. So data visualization tool is the primary aspect of Power BI, and later on, once you grow more into it, you can use it as a business intelligence tool uh, to 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 affect the decision making of the management. But that's for the later part. So basically, we'll be confining ourselves to data visualization tool only. So it has a DAX language. DAX is somewhat similar to uh, the Excel formulas you must have uh, seen or used in your own activities. So it is very much similar to it, and uh, but there are few diversions from Excel point of view. So it is slightly different, but yes, the logic of creating a particular DAX query is similar uh, to Excel. Yes, the business intelligence is there. That's obviously, as I told you earlier, it's a later part. Once you become more oriented in terms of using the Power BI. So Power BI has different, you can say, it provide different services, which is obvious. Which one is the Power BI Desktop, Power BI SAS. Power BI SAS is the Power BI software as a service, where they provide you a sort of online sort of data. uh, I mean, obviously the organization's data. They convert the data generated in the organization, and then they give you the sort of online sort of data where you can readily see uh, you can the present data and use that data into your own analysis. The mobile Power BI apps. Another one is the premium workspace. The advantage of premium workspace is that people can share their dashboards or Power BI reports, even if a person, the person who is going to receive that dashboard is not a pro user. So if a particular person has a premium workspace, then he or she can share their analysis to users which are not say pro users. So a lot of talk. Let's come to the the main part, that is the practical aspect of how to use this Power BI. So what's the first is the installation. Let me uh, open the link for how to download it. I guess, I mean, everyone is aware of this. You can download the Microsoft Power BI desktop through this link, and basically it has two versions. Uh, I guess 32-bit has been discontinued, I guess. So it has 64 and 86-bit. Generally, we have 64-bit, so I use that. And once you are able to download it, then you can search it over here, and then yeah, that's it. This is Power BI desktop. Just taking time. Okay. I guess everyone is able to see my screen. Uh,
Yes.
okay, good to go. So we can. Uh, so let me start with how to input the data first. You can see in the above panel there is get data, obviously. Uh, Excel workbook is there, and Power BI datasets is for Power BI SaaS sort of services, where Power BI has inbuilt datasets into it, and you can connect uh, directly to those datasets and use uh, that data for your own analysis. So, so one needs to go to get data, then it will show you the variety of uh, data sources it caters to. So for today, we'll just start with Excel workbook. Let me show you. So I have this um, country GDP. So once the data is uh, is connected to the Power BI, it will. So if suppose you have an Excel sheet where it has 2 or 3 tabs in it, so it will show. But for this particular file, I have only one tab, so that is country GDP, and it will give you a glimpse uh, of the data. Uh, so since I've created this data, it's not that lengthy, but usually we have not many rows, so it will just give you say 20, 25 rows, a sort of glimpse, and uh, then you can load, and you can see the data. Okay, we're good to go. So in the fields, let me show you. So fields have uh, the data fields with a particular table that you have imported into the Power BI. So you can see the fields over here: continent, country, GDP, in trillion, GDP growth, and per capita income. And visually, you can go to this data, and you can see the whole data set, sorry, the whole data file into the Power BI. So this is the data what I have imported into the Power BI. And so this is the one I have created on my own, but you can try with the sample data. Let me go again. And you can try your uh, own analysis into the sample data as well. So it has a lot of sample data uh, in its own repository. Mm, it's, it's taking a lot of time today. Okay. So you can see this try sample data set. So you can go to try sample data set and then choose the data. So I have already done that. So you can load sample data, then and you can choose the sheet. So I've already done that. Uh, Let me share you this one, I guess. Okay. So that's the sample data imported from Power BI repository. So you can see it has sales. Uh, that's the one I had created. So let me remove that and we'll tell you how I've created that. Okay. Okay. So sales, country, date, discount, and so on. There's a lot many. So this is the data. So it's a big data. I mean, big data not in its own sense, but yeah, it's a good data. It has 681 rows and I guess 12 or 13 columns. So it has segment, country, product, and units sold, manufacturing, sales price, so everything. It has numeric, it has a categorical variable, it has text variable as well. So it's good to go now to create visuals. Okay. So visuals are over here. You can see a lot of charts, the examples of charts, stack bar, column chart, vested bar. I mean, so many you must have seen in Excel as well. So let me create a visual. Say if you want to see country wise sales, so you can have this clustered column chart, and in the data field, so values. So let me share this. So axis would be this one, the horizontal axis. What you want to see in that. So it is basically a categorical variable, or you can say text variable, largely a categorical variable. So you have country as a categorical variable. So we'll show country since we didn't have any data. Let me put the values. So we want to see gross sales. You can put gross sales over here, and it will show you gross sales by country. Uh, you are not able to see any numbers over here. So what you can do, you can go to so you can go to this format and data labels on. So now you can see the data label as well. So that's easy, as that's quite easy to see sales by country. So we can create another chart by sort of custom color chart. So sorry, a new one. So to create a new one, you need to create on the blank space and then select a visual which you want to. Let's create a stacked column chart where, say, we want to see wise uh, product wise what is the percentage, or what is the share of each product in the sales. So we can go to country again, the axis, gross sales in the axis, and in the legend you can put product. So it will show you the, let me so this is there is one focus mode also that will make it bigger, just to be more clear to you. Let me again put the data level on. Okay, so you can see uh, the share of each product in the country's gross sales, country-wise gross sales. So this is done, and you can create a pie chart as well for a similar sort of view. So if you want to see the overall, what's the gross sales product wise. That's it. So you can see overall the most important in terms of value, ACO 35.61 million, which has a 27.84 share. So it's quite easy to create visuals, just dragging any of the related fields you want to through which you want to create the visual, and you can go ahead. Also, it has a data card, like if you want to create a specific sort of indication for a particular sort of metric. Let's say, say overall sales. How many is the total sales? You can say gross sales we had. So in this whole data set, we have 1 to 7.93, that is the gross sales. Sometimes you want to see some aggregate numbers, so data card can be used uh, as one of the data visualization tool for creating any sort of indication for an aggregate metric. Okay, so we have done we have learned data input, we have done visuals. Now we move to create measure. Any questions so far? Just to uh, take a break and see how I'm able to uh, discuss it with you.
Nice. Anyone have any queries?
So far, we have a session in the end as well. Uh, but in case if you have any specific short query regarding any visuals which you want to create, or you want me to create for this data. No. Okay. So let's move to creating measures. Uh, let's see the data first, and then see how or where we can create a measure. And obviously, it depends on the type of analysis you wanted to do. Uh, but yes, for that you need to see the data through through the clear quarters. So let's see. So we have a sales price uh, of each, you can say, for each transaction, sales price, or you can say gross sales for segment called for the segment that is sold to which segment. We have in the segment we have mm, we have channel partner, enterprise, government. These are you can see the sales areas they have made sales, and but there is no average sales for each set of segment. So what you wanted to do that? So for that, you will be creating a measure to create uh, say average gross sales for a particular segment, which is not there in any of the columns. But you can see there is no column which describes that. But we wanted to see gross sales, the average gross sales for each segment, or for matter any other, say example for country wise. The basic thing before creating a measure one needs to take care is that measure will flow column wise. For example, if you want to create a new metric, or a new or a new estimated value, if you want to create a measure, it will help you only when it is going from uh, column wise. For example, sales price, gross sales, you can see for each segment you have, say for government 52950. Then for each sort of segment there is, you can going from top to bottom, say going vertically. Uh, so measure take cares of the vertical data points, and new columns, new column which you create, it goes horizontally. So it is not easy to understand as I'm saying. So let's do one example. So let's say you want to create average sales, average gross sales. Uh, Go to first new measure. name it as average gross sales. We will calculate average gross sales. Okay, so now we have this measure created, that is average gross sales. So this visual is quite plain. So United, that is country wise gross sales 27.35 for United States, Canada 26.95. But once you add this average gross sales and sorry, uh, let's create and clustered. Let's make it line and clustered, and you will see for the line values you can put average gross sales. Okay. Although uh, the volume, the average would be obviously of the volume of the gross sales, but you can see for each country uh, there is a average gross sales value for each sort of transaction. 186 for France, 178 for Germany, and Mexico. This one. So you can create any sort of measure, and obviously it has some logic to it. Okay, so you can create another sort of for line and stack. You can create this line and stacked or and you can put average sales over here as well. Sorry. Okay. If you go to focus mode, yeah. So average wise, United States still the one of the biggest sales area for the company, and you can see the average sales for each country. Yeah, average cost sales for each country. So you can create any sort of measure for making your visual or giving a more analytical value to your analysis. So let's go and now create a calculated column. So again, we'll go to the data and see. So you can see there is one column called profit, which is obviously the manufacturing price minus sale price. Sorry, sale price minus manufacturing price into units sold. So, but you can create, say, calculate column on your own, which will give you this exact value. So for that, you can go to create a new column and we'll name it as profit. Sale. Sorry, sale price. Price. Yes. string price. So you can see that is the profit margin that they have created. And for the profit, to make it so you can create another column. Let's say go to data again. And see let's create another revenue. Which is obviously the gross sales. Okay. You can see the revenue is the same as sales. Okay. So this is the way you can create columns and uh, and build your own analysis or apart from the data that you have. Okay, this columns. So we are done with most of the things that we have planned to discuss. Let's have some questions if there are any.
Guys, this is the time for your query session. If anyone have any queries, please feel free to ask the speaker. Anyone?
Yes, you can write via the chat or drop in the WhatsApp group as well.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure, Shivi.
Yeah, I want to know if we can plot maps also in Power BI. Like in Python, we use choropath maps to do so. Like you plotted using the bar graph. Can we plot it on the maps also in Power BI?
Yes, you can do. Uh, but that particular sort of visual you need to import. I mean, there are. Let me go to. My screen has had. Okay, so over here you see a lot of you can say auto-populated visuals. You can get more visuals, uh, whichever is freely available. And once you go to get more visuals, and then you can see there is a particular category for the kind of visual that you wanted. That is called country maps or something like that. Um, but I don't know whether they are freely available. Infographic, sorry, maps is there. So I've never used them, frankly speaking, but yes, you can create. Uh, I mean, use those add-ons
Okay,
to
thanks.
create. Yeah. So you can download, get it now, and then